And I didn't know how it happened. So anyway, now it's sorted out. And we're just trying to get a little heat. So we are now on Facebook and we are on Instagram. Are we? Facebook and Zoom. Yeah, we're on Facebook and Zoom, and we're happily with you. And I'm in the London Math, and I'm in the office with the calendar behind, which we were studying just now for the different projects that are going to take place throughout the year. I'm expecting some associates physically. Well, physically means in person here. But in the meantime, then we are with you all there. Hare Krishna.
Haribol.
Hanumanji. Good to see you. And, oh my goodness, I just changed the screen when lots of devotees are here with us. And let us begin. So maybe from now on, we're going to chant the mini Vandanam with the Vanchakalpatrubhyascha third. So dealing with dealing with everything, but the Vanchakalpatrubhyascha third, and then Namo Mahavaranyaya last, because that's the way Gurudev chanted it in the recording that we had recently. So we're going to do this way. So let us slowly together chant our Gurudev's mini Vandana. Bandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitang Tang Sajivam Sarvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Param Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitangscha Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Maha Vanchakalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Maha Varanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gora Tvijay Namaha. And as Srila Gurudev did, Shri Krishna, Jai Saparika Shishi Guru Gauranga Gandhava Govinda Sundaju Pada Padmanam Jayastu. All right. And so in the chat box, somebody put something. Sevarupa put SoundCloud Vandana Srila Govinda Maharaj. Wow, that's a very long URL. I shall try to memorize it. All right. So it's back to basics time. And we were with Nazar and the Ukraine devotees a little earlier and some visitors to Ukraine since then. We were also had a little discussion here, amongst other things, about what to wish for and what presents to give at Christmas time. And interestingly, we didn't really get anything more inventive than we came up with in our Zoom a little while ago with Ukraine, except there are 3 things to pray for. Now, I think that Naza, Sevarupa, and I don't know who else here may have heard this quote before, because previously I remembered this and now I don't. So if anyone can remind me, Visvanath Cakravarti told that there are 3 things that everybody who is in this world, who is present in this world, must always be fearful of and pray to be safe from. And this came from a question from Nazar earlier. What are 3 things that we should wish? So one is that we do not lose our faith. Another one is that we do not get caught by the enjoying spirit of Maya, this illusory world. And what was the third one? We've heard this from Srila Bhakti Surya Goswami Maharaj, and who's very well read and who's read quite a bit from Visvanath Cakravarti. I can guess, but I don't solidly remember. I'm just wondering if any of you solidly remember. Any solid answers? No, here's Kesavananda Prabhu, and we were discussing this a little bit before.
He has no solid answer either, so it's homework in the homework list.
Well, the homework list may mean reading all of Visvanath Cakravarti's books, which is a lot of homework. Anyway, two things. It could, anyway, I don't want to speculate. It could be this or that. And maybe Gyan or Buddhi. Maybe, but I think not. Fall into Mayavad. I mean, this is the third one that I wasn't going to say because it's not solid in my mind. That we get overcome by Mayavad. Anyhow, some things to pray for. But one thing we do know, that in the sermon series, Srila Guru Maharaj says that we must pray for the association of the Lord's devotees. So there is something that we can wish for, pray for, etc. But Krishna already is granting that wish in the sense of that we've got this association, the association of each other. And this is very valuable in the world, both in the material world it is valuable, but in the devotional world it is valuable. So we must treasure each other. Krishna's giving us association, and as we mentioned before, the expression, the ball is in our court. Now it is our responsibility to try to utilize all of this very nicely. Now we're on back to basics, and we've got Kesavananda Prabhu here with us, and he is one of the organizers for the pilgrimage, which is coming up in January. They are going to go to Nabadwip, Chaitanya Saraswat Mat for 4 days.
Yes.
For 4 days, and then coming to Puri. And in Puri will be for 10 full days in Puri, not like coming and going, but it will be 10 days in Puri. And Kesavan was here, but he's going this afternoon because he has some duty to do, and then coming back on Monday. And so we do have this opportunity to find out what is in Kesavananda Prabhu's heart. For devotional life, and this we're on the phone, but I'm getting used to using the phone, right? And so we can see you all. We see Shantimoy and Dana. Shantimoy's got a backpack on. I know it's your thumbnail, thumbnail,
yes,
thumb view.
Yes.
And Bhima Krishna just joined us, and Kumkum Mayeshwari and Pandita is here also. And Svanangi in Russia, Svanangi, yes. And Basil regularly with us. And Sevarupa Leelamoy and Kesavananda.
Vaishnavena Namate Ulasa sings Narottam Das Thakur. The names of the devotees are my happiness. When we see the names of the devotees, just that is enough to make us happy. And I want to, as I'm seeing SPD, St. Petersburg, I know that today they're in St. Petersburg. They were having a remembrance of Jamuna Didi, our dear sister from Israel, Russian lady from Israel, who passed away fairly recently. So today they'll be offering her Mahaprasadam to carry on in her service. And we were fortunate to stay in their home when we had a beautiful little festival in Israel some years ago now, and very, very wonderful time there. So we're also remembering Jamuna Didi, and we're remembering all the devotees there in St. Petersburg as they also remember her. And yes, my head is kind of full of numbers and you know, organizational things, as this parikrama is on the larger side of things, happily. And to go to Nabadwip, Dham, and then stopping for a night in Ramuna, the place of Kirchora Gopinath, the sweet rice stealing deity who hid the sweet rice under his dhoti for Madhavendra Puri. We'll spend one night there and then continue on to Puri. And we're reading The Search for Sri Krishna, Reality, Search for Sri Krishna. Yes, Reality the Beautiful. That's the name of the book, isn't it? The Search for Sri Krishna, Reality the Beautiful, which we decided is the best book ever, as we decide with every book that we're reading at the moment, that this is the best book ever. No, and this chapter, the one we read this morning, is the best chapter ever. And anyway, just some thoughts. I guess it's a more serious note, but the digital world and Facebook and these places are very, very dangerous places for a devotee. There's no regulation or anything like that. And we can quickly find ourselves exposed to things we don't want to be exposed to. And recently I had somebody request friendship. And then when I looked to see who it was, which the name I didn't recognize, and it turns out to be a pseudonym anyway, it's not the name of the person who's anonymous. And I saw that devotees that I do know were friends of this person. So I had a look. I didn't immediately accept the request, but I had a look. And it was horrifying attack on the Gaudiya Sampradaya, basically, from other people. But it also made me, you know, appreciate even more what we've received and where it's coming from. In that Search for Sri Krishna, Reality, the Beautiful book, one of the first pictures in that book is a picture of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And that picture is labeled Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the founder of the 19th century founder of the Krishna Consciousness movement. And when I first saw that book, and not in relation to this experience on Facebook, I was, I don't know exactly the word, but I was kind of thinking, why? You know, we could have Krishna there, we could have Mahaprabhu there, we could have Rupa Goswami, we could have so many individuals saying the founder of the Krishna Consciousness movement, coming from the Lord himself. But it's the picture of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and it just made me meditate on that and thank our lucky stars that we've been able to hear from Srila Gurudev and Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, this current, this line that's coming in this modern age. Everything we have is coming from Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He is the founder of the modern Krishna Consciousness movement for the modern world. Go to every corner to fulfill the promise of Mahaprabhu of every town and village. And be set of a living current that is not bound by anything, actually. It's abhidya swarat, independent, free, that the movement of the Lord, his divine dance, has no restriction and can move as it pleases. And that in the introduction to the Search for Sri Krishna Reality, the Beautiful, is given a section of that famous Bhagavat speech of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, when he talks about this same thing, and that he says we're not here just to learn a load of things from books and keep them imprison them in our minds like the magistrate imprisons a convict in the jail, but that it's progressive, Prapana Jivanama is progressive and positive Krishna consciousness, and that we are approaching with that understanding as we bow down to the feet of Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev, who are really the carriers of that divine freshness, divine revelation, and divine spirit. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur in that quote from that Bhagavat speech that's in Sri Krishna Search for Sri Krishna Reality, the Beautiful, says, otherwise we will come to be in that section who think that the supreme absolute truth exists nowhere but in his old religious book. We've got it. It doesn't even matter the profundity of it. We've got it all. It's there now, and that's no more. And Gurudev was shocked by it. He says several times in the revealed truth, and actually I was very surprised to hear from Guru Maharaj. So many things are given in the Vedas. So many things have been written down in Shastras, and so many things. And Guru Maharaj, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, saying yes, and we bow to them, and they can be put aside because the current is moving in this way. It's revolutionary, and it's positive and progressive, and it has to come from the real substantial Vaishnava. It's not doesn't mean we can start making up stuff, but we should understand that this Krishna consciousness is alive and wonderful and dancing, and who knows which way Lord will move. So wonderful to be reminded of that, and cautionary in that in where we go and what we do, even on places like Facebook. I'm not talking about the darkest corners of the internet. I'm talking about Facebook, which is one of the biggest places that we can go, and we can see someone with a devotional name, and we can see that they've got 18 people we know as their friends, and then we go there and our jaws just drop open. So we have to understand where we're coming from and why we hold Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and why we hold Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur in such high reverential, affectionate esteem for carrying and in the introduction to Prapanajivanamrita, Srila Guru Maharaj translates the word vilasa, which usually we translate as pastimes. He says it's the forward momentum of reality. Things are moving forward in that Lord's pastimes. It's not a static thing. It's a moving thing. So that's been one of the things that I've been meditating, and I've been making some notes so that so because devotees should understand these things anyway. So because we will come across these things in our lives, and it's not that we would. I wouldn't engage with those people in any kind of debate, but still we should understand why we're following Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Bhaktisiddhanta, why we're in this line, and why we're so happy and fortunate to be this line. And that was one of those things that Visvanath Cakravarti Thakur, that Maharaj just mentioned, about the dangers of the world. One of them being praying not to lose my faith. This is the most precious thing, and we can only say it's a fragile thing. We may think we are the bee's knees, and that we can't be shaken and we can't be deviated, and nothing. We can think like that, but that's not the fact. That the vitiating Maya is strong. So that's a wonderful thing to pray for every day, that please keep me, don't let that happen to me, and just strengthen that and make it deep rooted and unshakable. It may be an apocryphal story, I don't know, but there is a story of Srila Prabhupada A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami praying in front of his dear Krishna Balaram in Vrindavan, his beautiful temple of Krishna Balaram, and praying in front of the deities. And a devotee, perhaps a cheeky devotee, asking him, "What are you praying for?" Srila Prabhupada, when you're saying your prayers in front of the deities, what are you praying for? And he said, "I am praying, never to be separated from their lotus feet, for my faith, for my safety, for all these things." And the devotee said, "Oh, but you are Srila Prabhupada. How can you will never." And he said, "Yes, because I am praying every day that won't happen." So we can understand it's not a small thing. The great Paramahamsa Vaishnavas are showing us that these things are to be taken seriously. And we're warned by our gurus, not to go and read Shankaracharya's commentary and so many things. And, there's a good chance none of us are going to do that. It's very weighty and all the rest of it. And it's not, but, it's not generally, it still doesn't mean it's not an important instruction. But at the same time, it's unlikely that most of us are going to do that anyway. But we can easily click on a Facebook friend or friend of a friend and be reading things that can be equally damaging to our faith. So anyway, Maharaj asked what was in my heart and my mind, and that's something I've been thinking of recently because of that experience. And then we're reading the Search for Sri Krishna Reality, the beautiful, any of the books of our masters, and we feel such perfect happiness and contentment and fulfillment, and really everything is revealed there. So we're fortunate to have our Zooms, to have our classes, to have our parikramas, and we want to pray that we will always have that opportunity to hear from the devotees and to hear, we were just discussing with Saraswati Didi, who's just behind us. She's a busy lady, but she's found time to come and sit with us very happily. And about Guru Maharaj's, connotation as connotation increases, denotation. As connotation increases, connotation. Can't even say it, but
Connotation
it
increases.
says denotation decreases, which is very succinct and accurate sutra, but most of us can't wrap our heads around it. But actually, the meaning is quite simple. It means that the more refined and specific a thing becomes, the smaller the group that it's in. So there's many houses in London. But when we say, well, okay, well, how many of those houses have green roofs? And then that number shrinks. And okay, of those with green roofs, how many have 4 bathrooms? The number shrinks again. So as we become more honed in and more specific and more whatever the word is, you know what I'm saying, more focused, then inevitably that group becomes smaller. So I think, I can't remember Guru Maharaj or Gurudev saying, when we come to Krishna conception, then Krishna consciousness, we hear about Krishna, we hear about Mahaprabhu, then all other religious conceptions we can still appreciate, but they lose the taste for us because we've tasted something higher. We've been granted a taste of something higher by that unknown quarter of spiritual fortune. So then those are, and then even within Krishna consciousness, when we're exposed to the Susiddhanta, the beautiful Krishna Katha that's being vibrated from the beautiful lotus mouth of Srila Govinda Maharaj and Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada, then even all those other Krishna conceptions become less tasteful. This is what is giving our hearts satisfaction. This is what is giving our heart joy and prospect. Yes, my prospect is here. Whatever state I may be in and whatever my circumstance may be, my prospect lies here. I must pray for sincerity and pray that I am able to pursue this in the association of the children of the same soil and our beautiful family of devotees. So every day is an opportunity to, like I said, thank our lucky stars on that. That somehow or other we have come here, but with the understanding that there will be attacks will come, and not just attacks from the atheists, but attacks from the so-called devotees as well of different persuasions. So it's good for us to be really grounded in this line that comes through shiksha, that moves around, that is, we have so many societies and institutions and things that we try to use in service of that. They're there to serve that current. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said the religious institutions are like the dams and dikes of the spiritual current. So a dam or a dike has a purpose. We don't build a dam or a dike for no reason. It has a purpose, but it's the purpose that is important. That's the thing. So we want to stay in that current. We want to follow a Vaishnava who is steeped, who is focused and is single-mindedly. Guru means heavy, unshakable, like the Himalaya. I can be swept away. I can read something, I can do something, and I can be taken away. This is a fact. But Guru cannot. He is like the Himalaya. So though we want to be under their shelter and engaged in their service. And then another thing recently I heard, it's perfect, where Guru Maharaj is saying, he's talking about service and sacrifice. And he says, yes, service, sacrifice is a unit of beauty. What are the little atoms of beauty called? They're called, it's service. Service is a unit of beauty. That this is Guru Maharaj. Perfetto, stupefacente, duje ochin prakrasna, and molto bene. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I can't do the Thailand. I'm sorry. Maybe Leela Moy's Thai is coming higher, but now our dear Leela Moy is in Govardhan Dam, and he's straight in there, digging holes and building things, and all the wonderful service in our home sweet home of Govardhan, so dear to Srila Govinda Maharaj. And I believe you've been working on around the Pushpa Samadhi. Is that right, Leela? Yes. Muito bon. So those he's engaged in those little units of beauty, offering them to the feet of Srila Gurudev. Hare Krishna. I need a prod or a friendly prod or a question or anything. Anyway, that piece where he says that this is that same piece. It came out in Thailand, but I couldn't find the actual talk of Guru Maharaj. But we found it now from, I think it was February 83, where when he's talking about these units of beauty and being service, sacrifice. That's what beauty is made of. And then he said, and then if we can do that, and when many units join together as an offering, then he said, then you will become beautiful, others will become beautiful, the environment will be made beautiful, and we will increase the beauty of beauty. Now, I can't think of anything more astonishing and worshipable and wondrous chamatkar than that. To hear those words, just a few words from the lotus mouth of Srila Bhakti-Rakshidhare Visvanath Maharaj, who everyone recognizes, Yati Rajeshwara, the king of the emperor sannyasis, the carrier of the current, so much so that even people who were against him would come and ask his advice and what to do. They could see actually his unparalleled position. So I have a Kali Yuga brain, and I can only follow a thought so far before it leaks out of my ear or somewhere. I can't follow it. Anyway, these wonderful things from Guru Maharaj, because we understand that we have so many books, but there's so many talks that aren't made into book form. That we have the recordings, and there's many transcriptions around, and that's a nice meditation. I know Sri Lekadidi uses that as a meditation. It doesn't matter if that talk has been transcribed or not. She will listen to it and write it down as a sadhana, you can say, just for just to relish it, just to listen attentively and write it down. And then we're hoping it will go deep and touch our heart and set us alight for this. Guru Maharaj saying not to keep a feeble fire. We've heard not to have Krishna consciousness as simply the wallpaper of our lives. We've got some books, dusty books on the shelf, and we have the picture and we have this and that, but really it's not a flame burning in our heart. It's not a fire, and we want a fire, so we have to feed that fire. And the best way to feed that fire is to hear from Guru Maharaj, hear from Guru Dev, hear from the actual tasters and servitors of that, and then act accordingly and offer ourselves to the Vaishnavas for service, whatever that may be. It can be almost anything. Everybody has different capacity. Everybody is unique, and everyone can increase the beauty of beauty. So everyone's important for that beautiful, for that wonderful vilas, forward movement, and Mahaprabhu recruiting to increase the beauty of beauty. So, and then of course we're thinking of Puri as well, and Nabadwip, the places of Mahaprabhu, the places of his pastimes beginning in Nabadwip, of course, in the Mayapur, in Yoga Pit, and then at the house of Srivas Thakur, those nighttime kirtans, when he's still with his beautiful long hair and in his householder Leela, and very near and close and available to all the devotees of Navadvip. And then, being in the Aparada Bhanjana Pat, where Srila Guru Maharaj decided, after many trials and apparent difficulties, to navigate to establish a small hut with a big flag fluttering in the divine breeze of Nabadwip Dham. And then the young Govinda Maharaj come in there, and after swimming across the river and marching through the fields in wet cloth, first seeing that hut and being a little bit surprised and confessing, well, I'd read in the Shastra of the Vishwamitra, the ashrams of the great sages of the Ramayana and Mahabharata, and then just seeing this simple hut, thinking, oh, what is this? And his friend who'd brought him across that river, bringing him to Nabadwip, saying, oh yes, but don't be worried. There's a big sadhu living inside this hut. That's what we're so fortunate to have come into connection with. So there, and then via Ramuna, well, I've never been before. So we're thinking of Madhavendra Puri, and I've got it on my list. I need to reread the Guru Maharaj's piece, Saraswati Thakur's piece on the pontifical position of Madhavendra Puri, the bridge pontifical position of Madhavendra Puri, which is a Saraswati Thakur piece, but very accessible. The language is a little old, but it's not incomprehensible. We can understand if we read prayerfully. So my homework is increasing, and then homework to relish the pastimes of Puri, Sri Nilachala Dham, Sri Kshetra. What else? There's so many names of this place, but on the broad blue ocean, which is a holy kunda to us, because Mahaprabhu and the devotees bathing there every day, and the inconceivably heart-meltingly pastime of the disappearance of Haridas Thakur, where Mahaprabhu is dancing with the divine body of Haridas on that beach, placing him in Samadhi. This place, so we have which I'm not so familiar with these places. Some places I've been to many times. Puri, not so much, but we're very fortunate we'll be there with Srila Madhusudan Maharaj under his guidance there. And another place, of course, that was very dear to our guardians, and Srila Govinda Maharaj established Shri Nitai Chaitanya Dev there by that broad blue ocean. They are there. And most importantly, we can say really is that to be going there with Maharaj, with so much, just when Vaishnavera Namate Ulas, when we're reading through the list of the devotees who are coming, we're so, oh, wonderful. Yes, it's like that. We're feeling like that. It's so wonderful. And then I'm sure we're working on that too, how we will stream and how we will, share our fortune with those of us who can't make it this time, because we're dealing with the land of heart. We heard it so many times from Gurudev: heart transaction, heart connection. That's the essential. In this super everything, chamatkar, Krishna conception, realization, vision of reality, the beautiful, where all things are harmonized. There is no anarchy in that. Every apparent opposite held inconceivably in the palm of the sweet absolute Guru Maharaj. So to be in that association, then we can, confidently think that yes, I am rightly situated. Otherwise, what did we hear just recently about? Where was that from? Otherwise, going to the holy places can, was it be just so much create just so much disturbance, or it was a word like that. That we don't want to be. We don't want to rush in where angels fear to tread. Guru Maharaj would quote this English expression. We're going to move. We want to move under the instruction and order of the Vaishnava, and then we can go anywhere in our service life. Then we are perfectly situated. So that is the most wonderful thing of all these parikramas and festivals. And I mean, of course, we all go into these holy places that have their own life and their own existence and are full of kripa and mercy. But still, it's for the association of the Vaishnava in those places and to hear from them attentively. And then if we have some question, to ask some question, although we often find the questions tend to melt away of their own accord, but still we'll have some question. And then to offer ourselves in service to that way. Yeah, I want to be a unit of beauty, which is our natural thing. Sacrifice and sacrifice/savor is a unit of beauty. Anyway, that's the little sutra, the few words that we read recently and that just stuck. So we hope they stay. What can I say? Praying as Visvanath Cakravarti Thakur advised us to pray. What was the first one? The first one was, to not think that. One was that pray that we will not lose our faith, that we will be protected, and that it behooves us to move in a way where we protect ourselves and not go diving into things that we shouldn't, and to be aware that Facebook is it's the Wild West, really, and everywhere actually. So we have to be extremely cautious, and to understand that I am a well, Guru Maharaj sometimes refers to Jiva Tattva as the dust of consciousness. Dust, so infinitesimally small and easily influenced in different directions. We have no capacity like that. But if we come under the shelter of receive the mercy of the Vaishnava, then everything becomes auspicious and our prospect is glorious. But we have to, tend to ourselves as well to steer clear of that which is faith breaking, and to absorb ourselves in that which is faith enhancing. Both things are necessary for us. So I know Maharaj spends so much time on Zoom trying to, giving us an opportunity to come together, and many other, and around the world, the devotees are meeting in temples and apartments, and, from the biggest temple to the smallest apartment, to nourish each other, and long may it continue. In the meantime, life is, the days are ticking by. We're remembering Jamuna Didi today, especially in St. Petersburg. The Russian devotees especially will be remembering her as one of their own. But of course, she's devotee, so she's our own. We're not so concerned about nationality, but still, it's appropriate that in St. Petersburg they'll be remembering her and her wonderful family. So we'll continue. So we're praying for that, praying for whatever happens. Don't let me wander off to who knows where. So that means being cautious in places we go, things we read, and all those things. It's only for our protection that Guru Maharaj, Gurudev Prabhupada is saying like that. They're not trying to limit us. They're not trying to spoil our fun. They're not trying to, never. It's because they know our precarious position, weak position, small position, and they want to protect that. I mean, Mahaprabhu uses the analogy of a little sprout, the sprout of devotion. It's just a tiny little tender, 2 leaves on it, a little green sprout, and the place is full of snails and slugs and bugs and frost and snow and burning sun, and it's a very tender thing. So a good gardener is attending to that, protecting the plant until it could grow strong, and then the weeds and so many other things we hear. But we have to realize that is us. That is us. So what we may think is a small thing may not be a small thing, may be a very dangerous thing. So anyway, that's these are the things that I've been thinking of the last few days, and it all came from reading, hearing from our guardians. I don't have any wealth. Well, perhaps I do, but it's so deeply buried. It's not only the Vaishnava can bring it out. It's their wealth. It's their property, actually. But they are, with infinite, merciful, affectionate beauty and sweetness, extending it in the line, coming from Mahaprabhu, and the highest thing comes to the lowest position and just gives itself away for free. Mahaprabhu. That's Mahaprabhu. And then, we go in a whole other that we have to understand Mahaprabhu. Why are we worshipping Mahaprabhu? Why is he so inconceivably beautiful and sweet and wonderful? The crest jewel of it, all the avatars, the you know, that's another topic. But this is what Guru Maharaj and Gurudev, this is what they're giving, who actually is this mysterious Lord of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Hare Krishna, Gauda Hari. Oh, Gauda Hari. And we had a beautiful day yesterday. We went to see Anjali Devidasi in Bournemouth. Many of you know her, some of you don't, but she's a long-time devotee of Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev. I think she met Srila Prabhupada. And she's now getting older. She's been a little bit poorly. So we went to see her, and it was so wonderful. So just to be with the devotees and to relish that heart connection is the best thing ever. It's the sweetest, most beautiful thing. So she was so happy to see us, and we were so happy to see her. And we didn't do very much. We took prasadam, we had some kirtan, we had some talk, simple things, but so substantial and wonderful. By the grace, one of her expressions, actually, she would always say that. What's happening here? What are you doing there? How are you doing that? Well, by the grace of Gurudev, by the grace, I'm going by the grace, like that. So by their grace, even the simple things become exquisite and wonderful and divine, actually. It's divine. A family of devotees who are wholeheartedly trying to offer themselves at the lotus feet of Sri Guru and Gauranga. So that was yesterday. That was a wonderful. So I can let you know. I've talked for a long time. Oh no, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
A really long time.
Happily, and actually, I mean, really happily, because you hear from me, the devotees hear from me so much, and we want to hear from the devotees. And Kesavananda Prabhu, he is a parikrama enthusiast anyhow, and he's got very nice view on it. And even today, saying it doesn't really matter where we are. And you were saying we can be in any country doing parikrama, but it's the getting out of your routine life, even if you live in a temple, getting out of the temple, getting into another routine, but still same, but different. But in a different environment with the different devotees, and this way, and getting some refreshment of our spiritual life for the 370 days, 365 minus 15 equals 340 days, something like that, which are left in the year. So when you're on parikrama with a parikrama enthusiast, that makes magic, that is for sure. And as Kesavananda pointed out, we've got devotees who are going to do their best to keep everybody who wishes to keep in touch, informed, to share also with the programs, etc., which are there. And one of the devotees, a leading devotee, taking so many devotees there also, is here, Saraswati Devi Dasi, sitting quietly. This is not a murti or a statue. She is actually living. You can please come forward and say a couple of words.
I'm just very happy to hear from Kesavananda Prabhu. Prabhu, you cover everything so beautifully. Oh. So I'm just happy to listen. Really.
And
well, we're reading Chaitanya Charitamrita the last every day.
30 years.
But the last few chapters.
Oh, okay. We're in the office.
Sorry.
Can
Sorry
put,
about that. No, we were reading about some pastime of Mahaprabhu with some particular devotees like Ramachandra Puri
Oh,
and Vallabha Bhatta. So there was a lot about the deliverance of these devotees. Mahaprabhu was instructing them, and they were kind of a bit arrogant and criticizing the Vaishnavas. So that was something that also under the instruction of Gurudev, we have to try to avoid committing any offenses to any Vaishnava. So Chaitanya Charitamrita is full of guidance with all the pastimes of Mahaprabhu, and those pastimes are specifically in Puri Dham, in Jagannath Puri. So we have been reading about those pastimes in the latest years of Mahaprabhu, which is quite nice because we are heading to Sri Jagannath Puri
by the grace.
By the grace of the Vaishnavas, and of course in the company of Maharaj, which is obviously the best. I remember whenever we went to the Holy Dham, we always had to have Gurudev's blessings and permission, and we will be able to go. Without that, we cannot approach the holy place. And with the Vaishnava, with the guidance of the Vaishnava, we can actually go to those places, give our obeisances, and walk with our head, right?
Yes. Oh, yes, we have to practice head walking. I put that in the tips for pilgrims.
And try not to, see any faults in the environment or anything, because that will not be beneficial for our life. So we're always reading about that, how to not find fault in the environment, wherever we are, whether it's in our daily life or when we are in the Holy Dham, especially for someone who is completely new to that environment. So be prepared to pray, and also it's very helpful to read how to the offenses to be avoided when you are when you're going to the Holy Dham. It's good to maybe go through them.
Yes.
And those who are going to Nabadwip, we have the beautiful book, the Nabadwip Dham Parikrama Mahatmya.
Yeah.
And there is also, explain the different. So if somebody's going there, take a little time to go through the book, and it's very helpful. We are really blessed to go in the Association of the Devotees. It's the best.
It is the best. It's the best.
It's the best.
No question.
No question. And I mean, you spoke about so many beautiful things.
Hop around a bit, please.
I mean, when we come in connection with this beautiful, more exclusive land, how fortunate are we?
Yeah.
Extremely fortunate. And I was watching one of Gurudev's videos. It was talking about how we have to get our roots really deep down, that no wind can blow you away. Our faith has to be like that. Like nothing can blow you away. Very strong banyan tree was talking about that. But I cannot remember everything. My brain is also Kali Yuga brain. So that we are still reading a lot about those pastimes in Puri with the Vaishnavas, and how also what you mentioned about how to be careful about what we read, and not just read and collect information, and then be very arrogant. I know so many slokas, I know all the books inside out, but what matters is actually the mood of service, isn't it? You were saying the mood. It's not all about collecting all this knowledge, isn't it? And if we think that we know too much, if we think that we are devoted, then definitely we are not. Guru Maharaj says that, Gurudev says that. Anyway, we are just repeating a little bit of what we hear, and I'm sorry I'm not repeating it properly.
You're doing a very good job.
But yeah, I mean, there is so many different things that we're reading all the time, all these beautiful phrases of Guru Maharaj died to live, which he quotes from different philosophers,
Yes.
Hegel and
Yes,
others,
I think
and
so.
how we can actually try to eliminate our false ego, which is in the way for progressing, right? Die all those things,
Really,
get all
Krishna.
that out of the way, out of the system, all our desires, our
Calculation.
all these enemies that we have within ourselves that is blocking the progress, and not to when we are conveying something, trying to really think about the smooth of service, of sharing something. I mean, he's a personification of all this beautiful sacrifice. We're talking about sacrifice. He's like everything. He's completely full sacrifice to his Gurudev, and his whole life basically until his life. There was not a moment that he was not thinking about how to serve his Gurudev, how to serve the devotees, how to improve, the mission, and how to convey that message to the whole world, right? He actually traveled 24 times. And like we do a little bit of traveling, we are complaining. Like, come on. I mean, Srila Prabhupada. Yeah. Srila Prabhupada, I mean, went traveling the Jaladuta 3 months, right?
Yes,
In a boat
like
with had suffered a couple of heart attacks.
Yes.
And look what he has done to share that message of Mahaprabhu.
Yeah.
And we do a little thing and we're complaining. Come on, we're waking up from Mangalarti, we're complaining. What is that?
Hare Krishna.
Anyway,
no complaining.
We have to try to aspire for this real service of the service mood of the Vaishnavas. We are aspiring for that. We are trying to aspire for that. And with the Vaishnavas' grace, then hopefully we will get there. But remember, the road is a little bit like that. Zigzag, Gurudev says. So anyway, keep going. Proceed on. There is no other way. Right?
No, if you want to be happy and fulfilled, and no, there isn't. And it's the most wonderful, most beautiful, most complete, most everything by their grace.
By their grace. And when we have a little challenge or something, always think about Gurudev, how he's backing us up and helping us to overcome all these difficulties. And we can always pray to Gurudev how do we handle this situation. But we need to read also the books to try to understand a little bit, try to understand how we can apply those beautiful teachings into our life. How do we do that? And we can see also, we take shelter of the Vaishnava, who is there for giving us their, support, then we can, we can get that blessings.
Yes, we can.
Okay, I think.
Hare Krishna, Jai Saraswati Devi ki Jai.
Srila Gurudev actually gets all the credit for everything that is happening. We're not the doers of anything. We're trying to be an instrument. Anyway.
Jai, wonderful Srila Gurudev ki Jai. And to our wonderful devotees here online in the recorded version on Facebook, means online on Facebook, in Zoom, to each of you, and in the office of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math,
West London.
Forgive me, I wasn't prepared, Maharaj. I just came from the shop.
She came from collecting donations. She wasn't shopping, she was collecting donations. Just for the prasadam distribution. Lots of things quietly take place in the London temple, an active place. But I found out there are 14 devotees living here at the moment. We added them up. So I better let Vila Govinda know. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Shanti is with us. Okay, you can spread the news. Lots of devotees here. She's got her thumbnail.
Oh, she's out on the road.
Well, it's a thumbnail, yeah. All right. Oh, here's Kumkoman with devotees.
Oh.
Also, I can't see exactly who is there. I'm not sure. I can only see actually Rasarati and then shoulders of two people on the little phone. There's a way to show it, I think, in.
Dandabat Maharaj, as you say, Rasarati Didi here, doing so much service. And also, I'm very happy that, as you know, Hanuman is attending with you, and also now he's had a little introduction to Kesavananda Prabhu for this pilgrimage.
Jaya Hanuman.
Greatly fortunate.
Yeah, Hanuman's coming on the pilgrimage. We've got
wonderful. Hanuman is coming on the pilgrimage.
We've got three French devotees coming on the pilgrimage.
Oh, magnifique.
Yeah, that's very wonderful.
Magnifique.
And Shanti Moy, she's been hearing. Yes, I was hearing. Just see.
Jai.
Jai, very good.
Devotee di Vila Govinda.
All right, so tutti devoti del mondo, Jai. So to all of the world devotees. I can't get all of us in the camera at the same time somehow or another.
It's a nice place to do.
It's nice. We put the heater on. we got caught out. We got found out by Saraswati. We put the heater on, and so so we're nice and cozy in the office. Yeah.
She's very merciful.
She's very merciful. All right, so dear devotees, we're very happy to be with you all as always, and indeed all glories to each of you. Now, I have to do a little maneuver here, which I don't seem to be able to do. Okay, here we are. We're doing it. And so from the west, from the night in Mayeshwari Devidasi over to the day for the other side of the world and India, and we're happy to have a touch of Govardhan this week with Leelamoy Prabhu. We're going to have a little chat sometime just to see what else you've been doing, as well as laying tiles. He's been laying tiles in front of the Pushpa Samadhi of Srila Gurudev. And that's also so good whenever a devotee will go somewhere to be doing service. And so this is the necessity of our life. It's not so much where we are, but to engage in service. All right, so back to basics at this time. Bimal Krishna and each of you, one by one, our obeisances, happiness to see you. And this time Barnaby is not translating. Earlier she was giving a live translation for Gitanjali Devidasi. And to all of you, and Dana, Onindita, I clicked on the different one, trying to see everybody. Krishna Chandra Prabhu, Aparajita, Devidasi, and if I missed
Chaitanya,
yes, Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu and Vasil with us, and Swanangi in St. Petersburg, where they're having that remembrance festival today. And all good wishes, please, to extend on Pandita. She's at work today. She's working, but here she's working not from home. Well, yes, home of the ashram. She now moved into the ashram full time. Okay, to all of you here, and I don't have the Facebook turned on today, but on Facebook, I know devotees are there and do send messages. Please excuse, I don't use Facebook Messenger, but we do get to see the messages when we look on the Facebook recording. So dear devotees, one and all, our obeisances to you, and of course, the big jais to our saviors, our masters, our guides, our connection, our everything, Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki
Jai.
Jai. Jai Srila Guru Maharaj Srila Bhakti Rokhak Srila Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai.
Jai.
Shri Rupanuga Guru Vaga ki
Jai.
Jai. Nama Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Vishvaranya Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. The worldwide devotees ki Jai.
Jai.
All the devotees present ki Jai. And all the Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Vrinda ki Jai.
Jai.
Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai.
Jai.
Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vihevascha Patitanam Pavanevyo Vaishnavevyo Namo Namaha.
Jai Srila Bhakti
Jai
Okay.
Jai Srila
I couldn't
Bhakti Madhusudan Maharaj ki Jai, Kesavananda Prabhu ki Jai, Saraswati Didi ki Jai.
I couldn't reach for the microphone button quick enough on that one, but still Leela Moy. All right. Dandavas, dear devotees, certainly with all best wishes from us all here.
Jai.
And we'll see you all very soon again here, and many of you will see also soon in the physical form, as it were, devotional, five-dimensional form in a month's time. Dandavat Pranam, Jai Gurudev, Jai Guru Maharaj. And you can all stay together with Leela Moy Prabhu. He's the internet guardian for here, but we're going to leave for now, and we'll meet you soon. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Ashji.
What are the dates of